Good evening, and welcome to Gabtown Divas on the Air Nation Radio Network. I want to welcome you all, and thank you so much for joining us. To all the new listeners of Gabtown Divas, I hope you enjoy the show we have for you this evening. Before I start, I'd like to introduce my co-host for the evening. He has his own show that is a part of the Air Nation Radio Network, the show Common Ground Radio, which recaps episodes during the week of Days of Our Lives. With his co-host Misty, has become highly popular on the online radio scene. He is one of the biggest Y&R fans I know, and is here with me this evening. Please join me in welcoming Brandon. Brandon, thank you so much for joining us and being my co-host this evening.
Thanks for having me on, Travis. I'm very honored to be able to be your co-host for this evening, and just honored to be able to speak with such an icon in the soap industry as Michelle Stafford.
Right? I couldn't think of anyone I'd rather have more with me this evening. So we're going to have a great time. Thank you again, Brandon. It gives me great pleasure to introduce my guest for the evening. She is a two-time Emmy Award winning actress who, up until recently, starred in the #1 rated Young and The Restless. She debuted on Young and The Restless back in 1994 and has become a family household name as her most vicious and widely popular role of Phyllis, where she has earned an Emmy for the Best Supporting Actress and 2 consecutive Soap Opera Digest Awards. She has recently left Y&R and has started a new journey in this hit and hilarious web series called The Stafford Project. It gives me great pleasure to welcome the one and only Michelle Stafford to Gabtown Divas.
Hey!
Michelle, thank you so much for joining us.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool.
Thank you
How
so much
are
for joining
you?
us. Very well. How are you?
I'm great. Great.
Awesome.
Super great.
Awesome. I'm so glad you're here with us. I hope the intro, I know it didn't do you justice because you have done so many huge things in the industry. And so I wanted to just captivate a little bit of it in my intro for you. And just so the fans, can share in this moment and know, who you are if they don't know already.
Oh, yeah. If they don't know who I am, why? How would they get here?
Well, we broadcast. We have a lot of new listeners that always, pop in and see a show, and they're like, "Oh, this is a new show. Let's check it out."
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, because I have, done a whole bunch of different shows from Days of Our Lives, different guests on the show. So sometimes we get new ones who've never watched Young and The Restless before. So
that's great. Okay.
For them to fall in love with Young and The Restless and you.
Awesome.
And for those that already know you, it's a chance to just love you more. So.
Ooh, I'll take it. I'll take the love.
I am very, very lucky tonight. I have a great co-host with me, a guest co-host who has his own prominent show, Common Ground Radio. He's going to be with us this evening. He's a huge Y&R fan and fan of yours and Phyllis. Brandon, you want to say hi to Michelle?
Hi, Michelle.
Hey, Brandon, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah, life is good over here, too.
That's good to hear.
Awesome.
All right, well, we're going to get this show on the road and get the party started. So, Michelle, how has things been going for you? Finally calming down a little bit, I hope?
Calming down. Oh, it doesn't ever really calm down with me. And I like it like that.
Good.
Yeah, but everything's great. We're working very hard on the Stafford project, and I've been, auditioning like an actress does, and so it's all kind of fun. It's a new adventure.
Well, awesome. I'm so glad. New adventures are always so fun, and new opportunities that arise, and so I'm glad for you. It seems like things are going to be, if anything, just moving into the perfect direction for you. Doors are opening. So congrats on.
Yeah, it's been really cool. I mean, the Stafford project has been so well received. It's amazing. I think we already surpassed 60,000 views in just not even like 12 days or 11 days.
Wow. And, I want to touch on the Stafford project because this has been hitting the airwaves. Before I do that, I want to kind of backtrack just a little bit, not to get too much into, because I know other shows have talked about your role as Phyllis. I have just a few things I want to, just discuss with you before we talk about this new hip show that you have started journeying. So just going back, I would like to talk about Y&R and your role as Phyllis. I have to say, Phyllis has stolen my heart from day one. When I watched Young and The Restless with my grandparents, who have both passed away. Y&R was a show passed throughout our family. Everyone has watched it because of my grandparents. They kind of passed it on to us.
That's how it works. That's how it works. It's amazing.
It is. So it really, really is. And your role as Phyllis has gone through leaps and bounds. I was just wondering, throughout the years, I mean, you've been on Y&R, correct me if I'm wrong, since 1994 as Phyllis.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your favorite episode or scene that you aired as Phyllis? Was there a favorite moment?
Not so much favorite. I mean, there are a lot of shows, a lot of different episodes that I liked. There were scenes that I particularly liked. I can't really remember what all of them were, but there were storylines that I liked too. I really liked the whole affair, Nick and Phyllis affair storyline. That was really, it was just a well-written, well-told story, and it affected everybody. It was really great. It was really the first time I had truly been written for, meaning I was just, like in the forefront of a story, and that really hadn't happened for me on the show before. When you play a villain, you're sort of which is what I played, when I was on earlier, right? You're creating story for other characters, and you're pushing story for other characters, really. And as time went on, she was less of a villain, but she was still, in the same position of pushing story for other characters. And so it was the first time I was really being written like in the front of a story, and other people were pushing it for me, and it was fun to be in that position.
Yeah, I mean, you just had everything. I mean, from having the interaction you had with, Nicholas, and every interaction you've had there. I mean, you have been given so many great opportunities. So I think it made Phyllis grow throughout the years, and I'm sure it made you as an actress grow, and it made us as fans grow because we've all kind of shared in this journey that you were taking a part of. So it's really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's daytime TV. I mean, you go into people's homes, right, every day, and they relate to you. And I feel that just because of the time spent on Young and the Restless, from me playing that character, I was able, along with the writers, to give her more that was going on with her than just being a bad person.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I hear you 100%. Now, Brandon is also a fan, like I said, of Y&R, of course. So he had a question about you and Y&R. So, Brandon, are you still there?
Brandon, what is your handle on Twitter?
Don't take this personally, but it's @DaysAddict.
Yes. Okay, I know you. Awesome.
Oh, really?
Awesome. I know. Yeah, both of you. Okay. Cool.
Oh.
Cool.
Okay, so let's see here. Let me go through my list. I guess what I really wanted to know was the first time I started watching Y&R, I guess you could say I'm a new fan. I've been watching for about 3 years religiously.
Oh, wow.
The first things I remember were with Phyllis and Jack. Well, actually, I believe it was the first scene was with Diane Jenkins, more or less, because that's how I got into Y&R.
So 3 years ago. It's when Maura was playing Diane Jenkins, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when I started watching Y&R.
Right.
I believe the first thing that I remember was I believe Diane was walking up to Jack's house.
Okay.
And Phyllis and Jack were coming home from somewhere.
Right.
So basically the question I'm trying to get at is, what was it like working with Maura West?
Oh, Maura's a doll. I knew Maura kind of well because we had done like CBS things together. So I had already known her before she came on the show. And she's a really good actress. She's a great mom. She's a wonderful person. She is very professional. When she heard that I was leaving YNR, she sent me a really beautiful, beautiful text. It was so lovely, and she's just a good girl. She's such a good girl, and we had a good time working together. I actually didn't work with her that much. I had probably the whole time she was there, probably 5 scenes with her. I really didn't have that many scenes with her.
Right.
And most of her scenes were with Josh and Eric and Peter.
I was going to say I can remember the Diane and Nick.
Yeah.
Kind of thought were kind of different, which I wasn't really expecting those, but I thought Josh and Maura interacted really well.
Yeah, totally. Yes, I agree.
I think that's all I have, Travis. I don't want to step on your toes. This is your show, so you go ahead and take it.
And we're doing this together. You're in this journey like I am. I want to ask you, if you don't mind, Michelle, if you could have had your way with the role of Phyllis more than you already had, what would you have done differently? What would you have changed about Phyllis? Is there a storyline that you didn't do that you would have wanted to have done? Is there anything that you want to share with the listeners?
Honestly, I'll be honest with you. Phyllis has done everything. There's really nothing that I would do. I mean, Phyllis has been good. Phyllis has been bad. Phyllis has been a home wrecker. Phyllis has had other people wreck her home. I played it for 15 years. That's a long time to play. God, I mean, in an actor's life, that's unheard of to play one role for 15 years. And,
right.
So there's nothing that I would have written that would have been, I mean, I got to play it all. I got to do it all.
Okay, and that's a perfect answer. Any answer you would have said would be great, but I just like the fact because it's so true. I mean, for 15 years, you had so many opportunities. I mean, Phyllis she's gone everywhere. And I was talking to Mom about having you on the show tonight, and she was like, okay, who better could you have that has had so many different dynamics in one character? You know?
Totally.
She was just like, you couldn't ask for a better guess. And I said, Mom, you're telling me. So it's perfect.
Thank you. Tell her thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. We love you, Michelle. So
thank you.
We love you. You're welcome. To kind of wrap up the YNR thing so we can get to the fun of the Stafford project, I want to actually talk just about the final scenes that are coming up for Phyllis. How hard is it for you to say goodbye to a family you've worked with for so long? Say goodbye to a character that in itself is a huge part of you. What is this experience like for you?
Well, the character isn't a huge part of me. I never brought the character home with me.
Right.
The character wasn't in my life at all. So the character wasn't really a big part of me. And I'm an actress, and to me, I was just playing a role. I was just going. My job was to go to work every day and play this person, know my lines, and just be that person for that time that they wanted me to. And then I let it go, and I'd come home. So
right.
So the character isn't a part of me, but and everybody at work who that I love so much, I'm still in touch with them. You know, I'll always know Christian LeBlanc. I'll always know the people in hair and makeup. I'll always know Tracy Bregman and Josh Morrow. I'll always know them. And so I wasn't really saying goodbye to them. I'm just saying goodbye to some people, but the people that I love so much that I really want to keep in contact with, I always will. Doug Davidson is another one. I'll know them, and it's a little easier now with social media, with Twitter, because Doug sent me something the other day on Twitter, and then we texted each other, and so I'll keep in contact with those guys. I wasn't really saying goodbye to the people that I'm close to, But the last day, it is weird. It was weird knowing, oh my gosh, this is my last day there. But I was resolved to the fact that it was my last day, so I wasn't too emotional about it.
Okay.
It was my decision. Had I been fired, that would probably be another story.
Right. No, and Michelle, I mean, I hear what you're saying. Kind of just to explain, like my thoughts and my question and the way I kind of twerked around it is not necessarily where you went home and you're like I'm Phyllis, whatever, but just where like everyone knew you as Michelle Stafford, who played Phyllis, and of course Michelle Stafford, who has done this and that, and just the wonderful person that you were. Period. You know what I mean? So, but you just, I mean, for 15 years, Phyllis has been someone that you went to work every day and, became that role. So that's kind of what I meant with that.
Oh,
and,
sure, yeah.
Thank God for Twitter, because, it gives all of us a chance to do these radio shows like we're doing, and see the interaction between all you wonderful people who are such a huge part of our lives that we, take a part in every day.
I know,
so,
right?
I just think it's really neat, and without Twitter, this opportunity probably wouldn't have happened.
No, that's true. It wouldn't have happened. Isn't that wild? I mean,
it is wild.
I love social media. I think there's so much to explore with it. It's so fascinating to me. It's just so fascinating. But we definitely would not have hooked up without Twitter. That's for sure.
And, without you just being, so sweet and just taking this chance on a Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Who does that but Michelle? So thank you so much.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. Well, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
So this is the big thing, and I've been so excited to talk about this, and I had to save it for kind of like the last thing before the fan calls. The Stafford Project has been blasting the airwaves and internet media as one of the hottest new web series around. Everyone and their mother and grandfather and anyone has been talking about it. Tell us about this new project we're just loving. And congrats.
Thank you very much. It's so, this project came to be because, when I was trying to have a child years ago, and I went through adoption, and then I tried to do it myself, and it was such a crazy roller coaster ride, and it was so horrific at times. And it went on for 3.5 years. It was so devastating and horrific, but ended up, when I tell the story to my friends afterward, it really was comical. Like, people would be laughing, and they were like, oh, my God, you have to do a one-woman show. You have to do a one-woman show. And so then, my daughter came, and I was being a single mother. I was doing Y&R and being a single mom alone. I didn't have any help except when I was at work, and I was doing the whole thing alone, and I thought, oh, my God, that part before, that wasn't the hard part. And so I just thought, one of my friends is a producer and a writer, and I said to her, I wanted to write a script about my experience. I said, but I really think it could be, since, web series are so, big now, and I said, I think I might want to do a web series about this soap opera star who created her own child, and she's trying to juggle being a single mom, doing her job, and getting her groove on as a woman, and just my life. I sort of have this thing in my life where I look at things in a comedic way. When something happens that isn't so great, I always have some funny take on it. Always. And even at work, I would tell stories, and it would be something horrible that happened to me, but my take on it was always tongue-in-cheek. It was always funny. And, you can ask anybody at Y&R, and they'll say, oh, yeah, Michelle's funny. And so with that, I just thought that a web series would be interesting, and so it's just based on experiences in my life, basically.
Wow. That's just beautiful, and you are funny. I mean, the web series has made me crack out. Now, mind you, my laptop overheats like mega, so if I watch a movie or anything, like a 2-minute clip on my laptop, it overheats and shuts down. So I've had to watch the first episode in part. So, I'd watch it, then let my laptop cool off for an hour. Then watch the next part.
Oh, no.
But I have enjoyed it so much, and it's been so worth it, so I'm not even complaining at all because it's been just fabulous.
Thank you so much. Thank you. The fans, I'll tell you, the fans have been absolutely incredible. I mean, you cannot underestimate soap opera fans and Y&R fans and Phyllis fans. I mean, everybody has been so supportive, everybody. And, the worst thing people have said is, I don't understand it. And then I'll just, tweet, well, watch it 25 times until you do.
Good for you. Have a drink and watch it again.
I know, right. And so, yeah, people are really digging it. And then the second episode comes out this Monday at 12 midnight this Monday. So it would be on the East Coast, 3 o'clock in the morning.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
So, Michelle, I want to put the floor to Brandon. Before we take the phone calls, Brandon has a few questions about the Stafford project. And
okay, cool.
I wanted to take the floor because he's, really, really enjoying it just as much as I am. So, Brandon, go right ahead. It's all on you.
Thank you, Travis. Well, first off, I just have to say that your daughter is the most adorable thing I've ever seen. I just love
God,
the name.
thank you. She steals the show.
So, I was going to say that, but I didn't want to sound too...
Oh, it's okay. It's true. She will forever steal the show in my life, and it's completely awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, do you have a sense of how far you'd like to take this, the Stafford project? Do you plan on doing, seasons, like other web series, or just going to
Brandon,
go with the flow?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends on the reaction that we get. If we just keep on getting such great reaction, and, there have been some other people in the business with some production companies that have contacted us and, want to check it out. And, we're just starting. I mean, it was the first one 2 weeks ago. We're just starting. And so you kind of get a following. That's what happens with these shows. And then, it's all based on views. If you get a lot of views, then people want to jump on. And if you don't, then people don't want to be a part of it. And there's some really funny web series out there. And, so it's just all based on viewership like anything else. And if we get to a point where people stop viewing it and they're not into it, then, well, I guess we won't go anywhere with it, But it's really based on viewership and people watching. And if just we cultivate more of a following, then, God, I don't know. We'll see where it takes us, right?
That's right. I mean, you've had, over 60,000 views in just a few weeks of the first episode, so.
No, not even a few weeks. In just 12 days.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
yeah, in just 12 days, over 60. So, yeah, it was pretty awesome.
So, let's see. I'm sure you probably can't say, but can you tease us, or can you say if there will be any special guest stars in any?
Yes, there are going to be.
And we'll just leave it at that.
Yes, you got to sing it like I just did. You got to sing that, Brandon. You got to go, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. In episode 3 and 4, there are special guest stars. And then what I'm going to do for episode 3 is we have a behind-the-scenes reel that I'm going to put up on a friend of mine's sort of web network. And so you can, like, click on and watch that. It's really cool. It's going to be awesome for the fans to see, like, outtakes and bloopers, and then also me and this other person who's in it, who the fans will be very excited about.
Oh, boy.
I know. I'm telling you, he and I, it will be very fun. I'm just telling you, you'll really enjoy it.
I can't wait. I think I have one last question here. It doesn't really pertain to the Stafford Project, but it does pertain to web series. I know you are a part of Crystal Chappelle's web series called The Grove.
The Grove, yes.
Yeah, I haven't heard much about that. Is that still, you play Lauren, I believe?
You know what? I actually don't know. I don't know what she's doing with it. I know that the plan was to make it a series, so they did the first one, an hour-long show, and their plan is to make it into a series. That's their plan.
Okay. I just know that Crystal has a lot of web series coming, online. And I was just wondering about this.
Yeah, she has. Venice, the Venice and the Grove. Yeah.
And I hear she has Beacon Hill coming up as well.
I'm sorry, what?
I think she has a new one, Beacon Hill.
That's
coming
right.
up.
She has the Inn.
Yeah.
That's right. She's just starring in that. I don't think that she has anything to do with production of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think that's all I have, Travis.
All right.
Thank you so much for taking my questions, Michelle.
Cool. I'm open for anything.
Awesome. I want to take just a quick second. If you fans want to call in and chat with Michelle, we are going to be opening the phone line for that access in about 5 to 7 minutes. So the number to call in is 347-215-8427. Again, 347-215-8427. Please call in. Michelle's here. We're just asking you come and chat, say hi, ask a question, and we'll spread the love. I wanted to also say a moment. First off, I'm not used to having a short number. I usually use talkshoe.com for most of my shows. So this number, like just a short number, is not. This is like unheard of. Usually it's like, and then press pound, and then press this, and then press that. So this is really cool.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Yeah, I know. It's really, really easy going for me tonight.
Nice.
Now, what have we not discussed about your project that you would like to touch on? Is there anything that we did not mention? Is there anything that you did not talk about, or anything, on Y&R, anything that we have not discussed in those two genres that you want to
Oh, my gosh. I don't know. I mean, Stafford Project, people just need to click on and watch it, and I'll always have the link. If you go to my Twitter, The Real Stafford, I'll always have a link. You can look at my timeline and find a link. I'll always have one. So people just need to watch and tell their friends, and if they like it, they just need to, send it to their friends and have their friends watch a lot. And, that's the deal. If they don't like it, then they need to just keep on watching until they do like it.
Right? No, I hear you. Besides that, is there anything in that avenue with Y&R that we didn't touch on that you wanted to touch on?
No, I don't think there is, but I have a feeling that your callers are probably going to ask the majority of Y&R questions. So.
True.
So if I didn't touch upon something, if I didn't touch upon something, they will.
I just wanted to give you that respect before we went to the callers.
Oh, that's so sweet. No, I'm cool. I've answered so many Y&R questions, and I was there for. It's okay. I was there for 15 years, and I'm sure that people have lots of questions, so I understand.
Michelle, it's crazy because I have been a soap fan for 20 years. I've been a soap fan for 20 years. I started when I was 8. I just gave away my age. But I have been a Days of Our Lives fan devotedly. Never missed one episode for those 20 years. Young and The Restless, with school and everything, I kind of had to pick like one soap to watch devotedly and then the other soap to try to catch up on.
Mm-hmm.
So in between, Young and The Restless, Guiding Light, As the World Turns, Days of Our Lives, I mean, I'm telling you, Boldly Beautiful, I've tried to, stay on top of things.
Right.
Between Days of Our Lives and Young and The Restless, the storylines have been the most touching and most just groundbreaking in my life. Not even to mention, As the World Turns. And what's interesting is As the World Turns had done the storyline. Young and the Days of Our Lives has just got evolved in the gay storyline.
Right.
Have you been following or listening about the gay storyline, Days of Our Lives? What are your thoughts on that, if you have?
I haven't. Once I left my show, I didn't watch anymore because when I was on Young and the Restless, I used to watch every day just so I could see what I did wrong. Just sort of to look at it and see what I screwed up and what I could do better. And so when I was off the show, there was really no need to watch, because the reason that I would watch was just to try to perfect, if that even exists, my abilities. So I haven't really. I took a very long vacation after I left, and so I haven't been really in the know about the other shows, or even about Y&R.
Okay, interesting. Not a problem. I was just curious because I know some of the stars I talked to was like, have you watched this one? And they're like, yeah, I have. Or, no, I only, started on this soap or this show, and, that's pretty much that. So it's just interesting to hear, whether, stars keep up with other shows or not. I have interviewed, several stars from Days of Our Lives, one from As the World Turns. So now I'm trying to get, the Young and the Restless is where my heart is right now, between that and Days of Our Lives. So it's just interesting. So thank you so much.
Interesting, yeah.
Now, it is time for the fan calls. Are you ready? Do you want to grab a drink?
Yes, let's go.
Okay. All right, we are going to go with the first caller, and I believe it is Dawn. Dawn, are you there?
I am. Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Cool.
Believe it or not, this is not going to be a question you would even expect. It's actually, I want to compliment you on your website, brand new website. My gosh, it is awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, my gosh, I forgot to talk about my website. That is so sweet. I think those guys did a really good job with it, don't you?
Mm-hmm. It has got something for everybody. You've covered all the bases.
Yeah, I do cover the bases. I have opinions.
Mm-hmm. And I like that. I really like that about you.
Oh, thank you. I look at the ones that are mainly, reacted to, and I think it's interesting. My thing about the trophies was like the one that got the most responses, and I just thought it was interesting. I'm trying to really build this whole following of like gals who, women who are trying to juggle their life with being a mom and still like living their life and being either a single chick, like my whole thing doing it as a single chick, but so many married women who have husbands, they'll be like, wait a second, I'm doing it as a single chick too. My husband doesn't help me. And so I'm like, okay, well, you can come on board as well.
Well, but, I can identify because I have been doing it as a single chick for quite some time. I have 3 children, 2 of which are grown and 1 who is still in high school. But still, it has not been easy, and I've had, thank goodness my mom has been such a saving grace. But I know all too well what it's like, and it's not an easy road, but it's a very rewarding road. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, my daughter's 3.5, so really, what do I know? People would talk about when I first had my daughter, and they'd be like, "What's it like being a mom?" And I'm like, "Well, it's fun, I guess." I mean, I haven't really been challenged. I think that your mothering skills really come into view as they get into their adolescent years and teenage years. And then you really are put to the test, right?
Yes, ma'am, you really are. I have 2 daughters and a son, and I can tell you the girls are a lot more trying than my son was.
Oh, my gosh.
So, but Natalia, she looks like she is going to be she's just a sheer joy. I mean, I agree with what Brandon said earlier. She is an absolute, the most adorable thing, and she really does. She's very photogenic, and she definitely has an eye for the camera because she is always spot on when you're making videos, and it's just
I know,
amazing.
Right? I mean, it's really crazy. It's I've been following her. I gave this interview the other day, and they said, "Does your daughter have a problem being on the Stafford project?" And I said, "Well, she's only on it for like 30 seconds out of 8 minutes, and I said, honestly, I've been following her around like a stalker since she was born. I have over 20,000 pictures of her in my computer, and you know how it is. I mean, you just take pictures. I think that my mom, I think there are 10 pictures of me when I was little. My mom I was the second child, and my mom didn't take any. So there's like 10 pictures, and then of course half of them are gone. But so there's like 5 when I was little, and opposed to my daughter who's already 3.5, and there's already 20,000. That's crazy.
But when she's an adult one day, and you look back on all these, like I look back on pictures of my children today, and I almost tear up almost every time. And they'll be saying, "Why are you crying?" I'm like, "Gosh, you were so cute." They're like, "We're not now." I said, "No, you're beautiful now." But it's just you just reminisce of reminisce of those times when they were small, they were cherubs, and they just had those cute little squishy faces you just wanted to eat up. And then I think the hard reality is realizing just how quick the time has gone by. And it's gone in a blink of an eye, as I'm sure you're already finding out. So it's really amazing
so
being a mother.
Yes and no. I mean, the first year went by so slowly because it was just me, and I would come home from work and I would just be with her, and it was so, oh my God, it was so brutally difficult. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And I would do my whole bits on it, on how hard it was, but so it's been slow, but it's been fast. And I know how people do feel sad about the old days. I get it, because I look back on when she was a baby. I'll see videos, and I'm like, oh God, that was so cute. Right?
Yes, it is true, and you'll always have those moments. My son just went off to college this past week, and I'm still having those moments. It's like, golly, does it ever end? I don't think it does.
Definitely.
So it'll be ongoing from now on, and it just is what it is. It's part of being a mom, and it's never ending. So, well, I don't want to keep you. I know there's other calls waiting to speak with you. It's been a pleasure talking to you, but I did want to let you know how much I love.
I'm so glad you love it.
Website.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad. I'm going to put another blog on next week about something that happened this last week, which I thought was kind of funny, and about being a single chick and dating. But I really appreciate you calling and you saying that. Thank you so much.
Oh, sure. Glad to. And best of luck with you in the new series. It's great also.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
I wanted to do this as an introduction, and Dawn's leaving right now, but Dawn is the reason Gabtown Divas is on Blog Talk Radio right now.
Oh, awesome.
Now, my show I started a year ago. Dawn and I kind of started our respective shows about around the same time, give or take. She was on another show before. She has 4 shows that she does. She does Beach Party Music Radio, Behind the Mic Radio, Coffee Talk, and Jam and Jukebox Radio. And they all have, certain dynamics that they do and, certain areas that they go through. Oh, also Life Beach Radio. I forgot about that. So she's a very busy woman. And Dawn and I have been friends online. We never met. Brandon either. Brandon, Dawn, and I. We just met online.
Oh.
And we've all been talking for about 2-3 years. So what's neat is Dawn said, Travis, why don't we start this network? And we'll start a network where you can come on Blog Talk Radio because I'm using Talk Shoe right now, which is a free program. Blog Talk not. And she said, you can come and you'll be under my branch. And then that way you can broadcast your, past shows so fans know about your shows and then air new shows on there on a respective time slot.
Right.
So tonight is actually my premiere live show with you on Blog Talk Radio.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
So
it's huge. And it's all because of Dawn. So I wanted to say it while she was on the phone, but I didn't really have a chance. But she is amazing, and it's because of her that we have this opportunity. So we kind of, between Brandon and his show that I said during the introduction, Brandon, his co-host, his show, Dawn, her shows, and my show, we're all a network, and we're all working together to bring the best on online radio and to bring the fans to the stars. And the
Very
stars
cool. Very cool.
So I just wanted to share that with you for a moment.
Awesome.
Yeah, I say it kind of fast. I hope you follow them. Sorry.
No, I got it. I understand how it works. That's so cool.
Cool.
Well, she's great.
Okay. She is awesome. And Brandon and Dawn are just the bees. I love them. So we're going to go to the next caller.
Okay,
Come on
cool.
down. Let's see who she's putting on.
All right, Amber. Hi.
Hi.
You're on with Michelle. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Oh, good. How are you?
I am very well, thank you. It is amazing to speak with you.
Hey, listen, it's amazing to speak with you. Where are you?
I am calling from Washington State.
Oh, cool.
And I follow you on Twitter.
Oh, what's your name?
Soap TLD.
Okay.
And I'm Ambro. I also have a Blog Talk Radio show, and we discuss Y&R as well. So it's amazing to be able to speak with you and kind of get some questions answered that we've been wanting to ask for so long.
Oh, ask them. Ask them all. Ask away.
I do. I really do not want to keep you because I know that they have so many other callers, and I do just want to say that my first question is going to start with a compliment. I hope you take it that way. Initially, I think a lot of people were very big fans of, and I know that you've probably heard this a million times, and if at any point you want me to stop because you don't want to talk about it, that's fine.
Oh, no, go ahead.
But,
there's no taboo subject.
Okay. So I know that a lot of people were huge Drusilla fans, and I know that a lot of us soap fans can be very passionate about things. So whenever there was that controversy between Victoria Rowell and yourself, I think a lot of people kind of maybe as fans took to heart without knowing anything that was going on, just immediately started lashing out as a soap fan at you and your character, But I kind of wanted to ask about that, but I wanted to also say that as a fan of the soap, I read the article that you gave. I think it was Mr. Fairman, or was it a CBS Soaps in Depth? I can't remember, but you discussed so much of your life regarding not necessarily that issue, but your struggle with having a child and the issues that you were going through with the doctor, and it actually brought tears to my eyes and gave me a greater respect and love for you as a person. So I kind of wanted to ask about that to kind of clear the air and just kind of see where you were in regards to that.
Okay, I'll I'll answer the first one first.
Okay.
With me and Vicki, we just went out. Gosh, I think 2 days ago, she tweeted a picture, and I was like, please don't tweet this because I look like hell. And so she gave it to me to put through one of my filter apps, and I was like, okay, here you go. But she tweeted something. We went out the other day, she and I, and we were just discussing like the whole craziness. I think that it was made more than what it actually was between she and I.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I think that we even discussed it, that other people made it a thing more than it was with us. Yeah.
Like mainstream media type thing.
Yeah, because everybody likes a good fight. Everybody likes a little controversy and a good fight. And, the truth is I love her, Vicki.
Right.
She's so incredibly talented. She's so funny. She and I worked so well together. Drusilla and Phyllis were so fun to watch. And, there's nothing there between us but, total admiration and love. And, I guess you could go to her timeline on her Twitter page and see the picture even. But,
right.
But, yeah, I think that other people made it more of a big deal than it actually was. And, I just kind of ignored it during the time because I thought, I don't like to give to things that are not true. And
right, exactly.
Yeah, but she's great. She's great, and she's creating a project right now, and I'm creating a project, and she and I talked about being on each other's projects. So, I just want to write something really good for her,
Awesome.
And, yeah, and then your second, what?
Oh, I'm sorry, that was my boyfriend.
Oh, okay. And then the second one is what was yours? Michael Fairman did write something. I think it was in Watch magazine, and the article that you're talking about. But yeah, it was tough. I went out to adopt a child. I started, and I thought, okay, I'm going to adopt a child, and then that kind of went rough, and then I thought, okay, well, gosh, how hard can this be? I guess I could do it on my own, and that was rough, and I just had a very rough time, and also doing it as a single person, it even made it more rough. If I was if I was doing it the old-fashioned way, girl,
right.
You know what I mean? If I was just doing it the old-fashioned way, I used to make jokes, and I used to be like, why did I not get the memo on, how to trap a man, in my earlier days? That's just chick 101, how to trap the man. Oh, my gosh, I thought I was on the pill. Oh, I forgot to take it. Oh, no, I just didn't get that memo. Yeah, right? I didn't get that memo as a woman,
You missed it when it went out. That's okay.
I know, and it's chick 101. I have girlfriends who've done that to their men. They're like, oh, gosh, it was so weird that I got pregnant. It was so weird. And I'm like, come on. We all know that we can get pregnant. There's nothing weird about it. And I'm like, why don't you just be honest and say you wanted a baby with him? Nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I missed that memo. I missed that class in woman class. So, yeah, it was very difficult, but I have a phenomenal daughter, so it all worked out in my favor.
Very beautiful.
Thank you.
The only other thing that I wanted to discuss, and I'll let you go because, like I said, I know there's tons of questions.
Oh, no problem.
It was such a blow because I've been watching since Phyllis ran down Christine and Paul, seriously.
Yeah.
And it was such a blow to the show, in my personal opinion, to lose such a phenomenal actress. But, they didn't just lose you. Gene Cooper was absolutely amazing. I can't imagine what that did to you. So how did losing Gene Cooper affect you? As well as, you've been working with her for 15 years, so, how did that affect you personally?
that was really tough because I just didn't think that she would go. I knew that she was going in and out of the hospital, and I just thought, because she's going to be fine. She'll be fine.
Right.
And even Corbin was saying it's only a matter of time, and I thought, he's just being dramatic, and it was just kind of shocking. And then when they brought us down to the set to tell us that she had gone, I had already told my bosses that I was leaving, but nobody knew except my bosses,
Wow.
So I thought, oh God, wow. And
wow.
Like she's going and I'm going and that's really sucks, I'm not comparing myself to Jeannie by any means. She's a legend.
No.
She's a legend, but I just felt like she's left and now I'm leaving, and it was just like a bummer, and
right.
But I just never thought she would go. She was an amazing person. She lived a very full life, and it makes it less sad when you know that somebody's really lived their life to the fullest, all the way to the end, man,
Yes. Let me I'm gonna let you go now, but I do want to say thank you so much. Like I said, after reading the Fairman article, the issues that you were having, everything, it was such an amazing article. And like I said, it gave me such a deep respect for you as a woman. It gave me such a deep respect for you now as a mother, because you wanted it so badly, and there's so many women out there that have kids that they don't want. I mean, let's be real. That's how it happens sometimes.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you so much for being such a huge part of a show that's been such a huge part of our lives. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate you answering my questions.
Thank you. Well, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Thanks. You guys have a great interview. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. So, thank you very much, Amber, for calling in. Michelle, you're still with us. You're doing okay?
Yeah.
I want to stick into our time slot. We have 8 minutes left, and that's out of respect for you as a guest that's coming on here. You have a busy schedule to keep. We have one last caller. She's going to come ask a question, and then I want to wrap things up.
Okay, cool. I'll be quick then.
Saturday night. No,
all right.
It's not you to be quick. I don't want you to be quick. I just want you to understand that we just strive to respect you guys when you come on here. So
okay, cool.
So Wise is next. Wise, you're on with Michelle.
Good evening, Michelle. My name is Wise. My Twitter name is Wise Old Soul. And it is truly a pleasure to speak to you. And I just have a few questions, nothing too serious.
Oh, good.
I wanted to tell you how much I admire the fact that you decided to take control of your life and leave something that you probably loved and probably gave you such a comfort zone, financially and artistically. How hard was that decision to make, to actually walk away from like a sure thing? I suppose that's what I'm trying to say.
It is kind of a sure thing, right? It was really hard. It was a really hard decision to make. It wasn't a decision that I made. I've said this before. I didn't make this decision overnight. It wasn't an emotional decision, because those are always bad. It was just based on a sequence of events in my life occurring through time, and me sort of coming to what I want in my life, what I wanted out of my life. And I think that, like I've said before, my sister was sick this last year, and I went through that whole experience with her and chemo, and that sort of changed my thinking too. Being a mom changes my thinking, and I just thought, if I'm gonna go experience something else, I think I got to do it now. And so it just sort of all came together, and it, again, it wasn't a mean thing. It wasn't because of somebody. It wasn't, they're doing this to my character, so I'm out of here. It was none of that. None of that. And the people that I worked for, my bosses, they were really, really lovely about it, all of them. So everybody wished me well, and it was a very, very lovely thing. So it makes me sad when I hear things that somebody thinks it's a mean thing or it was because of something, because it really wasn't.
Well, it's funny. I had thought of your sister. I am a cancer survivor.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
God bless you.
Since 1998.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Congratulations.
And I know how difficult it is. And my oncologist actually gave me 2 pieces of advice, and I followed them, actually. He said, if you die tomorrow, will you be okay with that? Mm-hmm. Which really makes you sit back and go, no, I will not be okay with that.
I will not,
one.
no. Yeah.
And the other one was, he said to go through every relationship in your life and actually ask the question, if I never saw that person again, as long as I lived, would it bother me? Mm. In other words, the toxic people in your life, or the ones that you're running around trying to please, but you never will. Right. And and I had been in banking, and my passion actually was mathematics and teaching. Mm. And after I got through the chemo, and I'm sure you know exactly what that's all about. Mm-hmm. There's a university in the town that I live in, and I walked up and I said, I want a job. I want to teach mathematics to college students, and I have been there ever since.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Teaching mathematics. So I understand what that is, but I do applaud you for, I know what it's like to leave that safety net behind, mm-hmm. and strike out in something foreign. So I truly wish you every
I really
success.
Appreciate. I mean, what you're saying is just so, it resonates with me. And the one realization I had was, it makes me cry.
I know. What were you going to say?
But people don't regret things that happen in their life, that like you don't look back and you go, oh, I didn't win, or I lost at that. You regret the things that you wanted to do and you failed to do.
Yes.
That's what you regret. The things that you thought, hey, I'm gonna do that, but then you didn't. That's the only thing people regret at the end. And I think you're in that chemo room.
Oh.
And you see those people, and you see that's all they're thinking about. That's all they're thinking about is that thing that I want to do, and I chose not to.
And cancer is one of the things, too, and I'm sure you've seen that with your sister. One of the things that I realized at the very end was nothing will ever control me again like that disease controlled me. You've got no control. But I do wish you success. Enjoy your life.
Thank you, love.
But one last thing. I am from Canada. I am an Albertan.
Excellent.
And congratulations. I've tweeted you, but, you're so busy. So LA Kings deserved it when they won that cup.
That was pretty phenomenal, wasn't it?
I was and I was actually following you a little bit, and how the excitement and the joy that you got.
Oh,
and
well, you know.
I know.
You know.
In my house,
your Flames did it a few years ago.
No. We're not Flame fans. No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're Detroit Red Wing fans.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Where Stevie Y is the man.
Okay, yes, he is. He is the man.
But do you want to feel really old, Michelle, for just 2 seconds? It was on our TVs the other night. It was 25 years ago that they traded Wayne Gretzky to the LA Kings.
Oh, God, amazing.
25 years.
Oh, God.
I went, oh, Lord, I'm packing it in now. I can't take that. That's 25 years.
I remember when that happened. I remember when it happened.
Too.
It changed hockey in the States. It just changed. Yes. Like it became...
You were such a great fan, Michelle, though. Oh, my God. I loved your passion for the game.
Thank you. And I am a great fan, and I really am a great sport. And this this last experience, I had some really horrible people tweeting me with like mean things. Like I never experienced, like you play the game, you want to win, you don't want the other team to win, but at the end you say, hey, that was a game well played, congratulations. Mm-hmm. And I didn't experience that with some fans this year. Chicago, but
not that the Blackhawks would do anything, would they? No, never.
Never. But I was pretty stunned. But last year it was just so it was euphoric. It was so euphoric. So I really. What is your Twitter handle?
Wise Old Soul.
Wise Old Soul. Okay, good. All right, I'll know.
You know that I congratulate you, but I will let you go. I know Travis is probably going, oh, my God. But it was a pleasure.
No.
And enjoy your, truly. And Natalia, I saw pictures of her, and there was one I just loved. She had on a frickin' tutu.
Oh, yes.
And I went, oh, Lord.
Lord have mercy.
Are you a girly girl yourself, or is she a girly girl, or?
She's not really a girly girl, but she does love her dresses. She does love her dresses. She's a little rough and tumble, I'll be honest with you, but she loves wearing her dresses and she loves her shoes. And and God help me.
Why?
Well, it's just going to be such a wild ride. She's quite a character.
Well, she's probably, your mother is probably going, oh, I'm so sorry, Michelle. You're going to get paid back for everything you did to me.
I know. Well, isn't that the game? Isn't that what happens?
Yes. Well, Michelle, it's been a pleasure, and you enjoy your life.
Thank you. You enjoy yours. Congratulations.
Yes, and I truly wish all the best for your sister.
Thank you so much. She's doing great. Thank you so much.
Good night, Michelle. Thank you.
All right, good night.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Why? Thanks for calling in.
You're welcome, Travis, anytime.
Oh, my God. She's the sweetest thing. Michelle, I have to tell you very quickly, but Wise, okay, so Andrew that called in before Wise runs her own show that she was telling you about. It's on Friday night. So they talk about Young and The Restless, Bold and Beautiful, Days. And last night I went on without them knowing, but I wanted to talk to them beforehand, but it just didn't happen. And I talked about you coming on. Well, okay, so the chat room kind of freaked out on their show. They're like, oh, my God, Michelle Stafford. We need to be their stack. Wise was one of them. And Wise is just the sweetest woman ever. So I met Wise through Ambro's show. And Ambrose started her show a little bit before Dawn and I started ours. So we're kind of all, like, intertwined, connected without even,
cool.
Just easy. Yeah, and so she's just a wonderful woman, and she just has so much life in her, and she always offers, just the best, information and the best ideas and the best thoughts, and we just love her. So Wise is just wonderful. So.
Yeah, she seems beautiful. Just a very, very good woman.
Yeah, she has a beautiful soul. She really, really does.
Yeah.
So, Michelle, thank you so much for bearing with us and going through this. I know we're 3 minutes over time. I just want to ask you, as you're wrapping up, is there anything we did not touch on? Is there anything that's coming up for you that you want to promote? Promote anything you want to promote? Give your links out? Anything at all? Talk to your fans one last time before we hit the air.
Well, yeah, just the Stafford Project comes out on Monday, and watch it many times. And also, you can access it through michellestafford.com. I'll have a weekly blog on michellestafford.com. But and that's been really, really fun, to be honest with you. So much fun. So anyway, that's pretty much it. On Instagram, I'm The Real Stafford. I'm The Real Stafford on Twitter. Just continue to follow me. I hope to entertain you all. And you guys have been amazing fans. Amazing.
Oh, well, I mean, the fans, we're just in awe because we're just honored to be speaking to you. And honored that you took the time to do this because you have so much going on right now. And, not many people on the airwaves online have been able to talk to you just because it's been so recent. So for my show to get this opportunity tonight is just beyond words. Michelle, it's been a true. Oh, go ahead.
It's been my pleasure. I mean, that somebody even wants to talk to me is a really cool thing, So I really appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how much it means to me, and you're very, very welcome. Of course, we all want to talk to you. We could keep you here all night, but we won't.
Awesome.
Brandon, still on the line?
Yep, I'm here.
All right. Why don't you say your final thoughts to Michelle before we let her go enjoy her night?
Well, I just wanted to say thank you for coming to the show, Michelle. This was an amazing interview. I'm excited to see what's ahead for you, and especially what's ahead for the Stafford Project. I'm really interested now to see who the guest star is in upcoming episodes.
Oh, it's someone good. Actually, episode 3 and 4, both of them have someone really great.
Oh,
one is a man, one is a woman.
Oh, okay. Well, that kind of narrows it down.
I know, right? I mean, one is a man, one is a woman. Yeah, I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised at both of them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for joining us, and just have a good night.
Thank you, guys.
It was a pleasure, Michelle. Thank you so much, and I look forward to, in a few months, as things progress for you in the Stafford Project or any project that comes your way, I would be honored to have you back on Gabtown Diva to be with us.
Well, I will come back, absolutely.
All right. Well, you go enjoy your evening. You enjoy your time with your family and your little girl, and I send you many blessings and love and just positive thoughts and energy your way as you begin your new journey.
I send you love back. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Good night, Michelle.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Wow. What an interview. What a night. I'm just awestruck. We just spoke to a legend. A legend was on Daytime, a legend on Young and The Restless, a person that has been a part of our lives for the last 15 years. Miss Michelle Stafford, who has portrayed the role of Phyllis on Young and The Restless, has just left Gabtown Diva for the evening. We're very, very honored for this opportunity. I want to thank Michelle again for taking the time out of her Saturday evening to come chat with us, and for my co-host Brandon for coming on the show with me. Brandon, before we sign off, first off, thank you again, and before we sign off, I know I would like to give you the floor and give you a chance and opportunity to talk about your show that airs tomorrow night, again, every Sunday night. Talk about what Common Ground Radio is about, talk about your co-host, talk about what we can look forward to with Common Ground Radio, and anything else you want to discuss.
Okay, well, first off, I just want to say what an amazing woman Michelle Stafford is. I mean, such a classy lady, such a phenomenal person. I mean, I don't know how I'm supposed to follow that up, but I'll do my best. So, anyways, as Travis said, I am the co-host of Common Ground Radio, that is also on Blog Talk Radio on the Air Nation Radio Network. I have a co-host, Misty, as well, and we have both she's been a fan of Days longer than I have, so I will admit that. But anyways, Common Ground Radio is Sunday nights at 7 Eastern Standard Time live here on Blog Talk Radio. Our show is a Days of Our Lives review/discussion show. We'll get a review of the week that was on Days, and of course we'll be getting our opinions, and we'll also give you spoilers for the upcoming week, and any news surrounding the show or any members of the cast. We'll just make sure to keep you up to date as much as we can with anything going on with the show. So we started this venture about I believe it was in May on TalkShoe, and things progressed, and if you listen to the interview, their whole interview, my story is about the same as Travis's. I came here, Misty and I came here thanks to Dawn. We can't thank her enough. So, again, we are on Sunday nights, 7 Eastern Standard Time. We try to keep it to an hour, but sometimes we get to an hour and a half. So just keep that in mind. So if you'd like to keep up with everything that's going on with our show, you can follow us on Twitter at CG Online Radio. And if you'd like to like us on Facebook, just type in Common Ground Radio in the search bar, and you can like us there. So we hope to see you all tomorrow night here, 7 Eastern Standard Time on Common Ground Radio.
Awesome. Brandon, that was beautiful. So glad you were able to say that. Before we go, I want to get your final thoughts. But before we even do that, get your pen and paper ready. So Brandon just said it's 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Brandon, on Sunday night, tomorrow, for Common Ground Radio. You can be tweeting about it, so please follow Common Ground Radio at Common Ground Radio on Twitter. Also, you can follow Brandon at Days Addict on Twitter.
And my
then
co-host
Misty at Misty_Ham on Twitter. I'm saying it fast. If you have to rewind, please go ahead. Also, our show, my show, Gabtown Divas, Monday evening at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to be re-airing a broadcast with Lauren Coswell from Days of Our Lives that I had a few months ago. It was a really, really great interview. We're re-airing it, so no, there's not going to be any calls. There was already calls that were taken on the show that we had with her. If you want to listen to it, I recommend you do. She just shared so much, and her love for David Bowie. So please join us for that 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern on Monday night. We are very blessed here at Gabtown Divas and Air Nation Radio to introduce Mr. Sean Douglas, who portrays the role of Vargas on Days of Our Lives. He's going to be on our show Monday evening, 10 p.m. Eastern, which is 7 p.m. Pacific time. I'm getting tongue-tied. He's going to be on my show on Gabtown Divas. We are going to take fan calls. It is going to be an hour show. Please spread the word and come join us. I have an exciting announcement, and I'm not going to be able to announce it till I get word about being able to do so, but I have a huge Young and The Restless star that will be tape recording their show with me. It's going to be a pre-recorded show. It's going to be a half-hour show, and we're going to record it later this week, and then air it the following Monday. Stay tuned for that. You're not going to want to miss it. There's Michelle Stafford, and then there's the star, and they're equally as huge. Let's just leave it that way. Brandon, final thoughts on the interview? Yes, you do. Final thoughts on the interview tonight?
What an honor to speak with such an icon in the soap industry as Michelle Stafford. I mean, she's so personable, so just such a class lady. I mean, you see these people on the screen every day, 5 days a week. I mean, they're like a second family to you. And then to be able to speak with them in person, it's just like you said, it's hard to even put into words. It's just such an honor, I guess is the best way to put it, such an honor.
It is an honor. And with that, folks, I want to say thank you again, Brandon. This is Travis, Gabtown Divas. Brandon at Common Ground Radio. Signing out. You all have an awesome night. We'll see you tomorrow night at Common Ground Radio at 7 p.m. Eastern with Brandon and Misty. For now, good night, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Brandon.
You've been listening to Gabtown Divas with host Travis Nadeau on the Air Nation Radio Network. Thank you for joining us.